This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
You know we want to interact with you live on the show. Thanks for tuning in. This is the home of positive business talk.
Well, if you were one of those people that was so happy to kick 2017 to the curb, who had a little bah humbug holiday season, then you will love our next guest. Dr. Meal is actually with us today. Dr. Deborah Meal. She's the author of the book, Joyful Transformation, 22 Keys to Reclaiming Your Authenticity. She wants you to have a brighter new year. And she says our ability to create a joyful life starts with what's between our ears. Dr. Deborah Meal, welcome to Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Dr. Meal, it's fantastic having you on the program, and Happy New Year to you. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the resolution. Everybody really rags on resolutions, yet everybody continues to make them. What's going on, and are they a decent way to get out of the blues?
I don't think that they're a decent way to get out of the blues. I think resolutions usually come out of fear, obligation, and guilt. So you're already in brain fog when you go to make a resolution, usually. There's usually pressure that's being placed upon you. Sometimes it's internal pressure, but not always. In fact, I think most of the time it's not. So your friends are making resolutions, or your doctor tells you that you need to lose weight, or you need to get, a handle on your high blood pressure. And so you go into the new year not really wanting to make change, but feeling like you're being leveraged into making change. And lots of times then that sets people up for failure.
Is that why we give up? I mean, by the middle of February, aren't all resolutions kind of
kicked? It's not mine, it's yours.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay. So we come out of the holidays already feeling depressed, right? The sun doesn't come out nearly as long. Then we, make these goals and resolutions. It's like we're just perpetually creating this. We're like on this hamster wheel, Dr. Meal. How do we get off?
Well, I think that you have to, again, know instinctively that either you want to make a change or you don't want to make a change. Now, sometimes, let's say that, something becomes, more pain than pleasure. That's how human beings most of the time make change. It's the amount of pain that you're in is what, again, propels you into making change. It doesn't have to be that way, but for a lot of people starting out, it is. So, for example, most people stop smoking if they have lung cancer, but they don't stop smoking unless there's something terrible on the other end. So if you want to start with change, you have to, again, develop a particular willingness inside, an internal fortitude that says, you know what, the path that I'm going doesn't make me happy anymore, doesn't bring me joy, doesn't bring the kinds of things that I want in my life. And because of that is what is going to make me dug in then, because I've decided that my joy and my happiness is more important.
I actually had a conversation with a girlfriend about this, making these drastic changes. And
I wish I had a girlfriend.
How do you commit to? And when there's something serious, there's something that we're really afraid of on the other side of it, or something very serious, like you said, cancer will help us to quit smoking. But until then, it's like the willpower just isn't strong enough, or we've used it up someplace else. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think that, again, a certain amount of willpower is really great, but I think that when you tap in to deciding that you want your entire life to function differently, you start making those changes, mind, body, and soul. And I tell people all the time, it's not about little steps. It's about jumping in wholeheartedly, because everything is connected. My mind is connected in regards to the things that I eat, which is then in regards to, how I take care of this body, then helps me, again, being able to connect it to the God of my understanding. So when I am connected mind, body, and soul, I don't have to just use my willpower. I'm actually using the power of the universe, the power of whatever
everything
you want to call that.
Right? You jump.
Change.
Eric, he's going to he thinks he's going to come to the other side, but she's so right. You've got to be all in. You can't be willy-nilly. I kind of want to smoke less. I kind of want to get some debt paid off.
Everything, you two. Let me ask the good doctor. That sounds great.
It is great. It sounds great because it is great.
This is what you're doing? So here's what I want to know. That's great. Body, mind, and soul, God as you see fit, and all of that. I mean, and I don't disagree with you. But what about the people who keep calling asking for money? The debt collectors. What about those people who go beyond I got myself into the Grand Canyon and I got to get myself out, and it's stealing my joy.
Well, if you have dug yourself a hole, again, the thing that you need to know with any good hole is that if you want to get out of the hole, you have to stop
digging. I love that.
So the interesting thing is that if I've got myself into that, what I'm going to say is I'm going to make a plan. And again, I think debt is a wonderful thing to look at. You make a plan. You call one of the agencies that there's an 800 number for, and you say, I've dug myself this hole and it's time for me to stop. They actually help you with a plan. The debt collectors stop, and then, again, you're not harassed day and night because you're right. It does suck the joy right out of you. And so you want to stop that from happening, but usually to stop that from happening, you have to have a plan.
You have to have a plan. You have to communicate. And I love that you have to be all in. And I think that's the challenge that most of us have with some of the goals, some of the resolutions. We kind of like to be skinnier. We'd kind of like to have more in savings. Right? And so it's willy-nilly. And so
how bad do you want it?
Now, Deborah, you have a book. You have a website for our audience to connect with you. Give us all your contact information and all the good stuff.
Sure. Joyful Transformation, because transformation shouldn't have to be a grind, right? It should be fun. Or at least reasonably acceptable to us. So Joyful Transformation is the book. www.mealfoundation.org is the website. And I will also be in Vancouver February 2nd through the 4th at the Mind Body Expo.
Awesome. Okay, and meal is spelled MEEHL. MEEHL, mealfoundation.org.
Love it. Joyful
Transformation.
And Dr. Meal, you have to understand that it's my role to kind of stir the pot. You actually are hitting it out of the park with us.
That's okay. I don't mind pot stirring at all. Bring it on.
You're doing a great job.
Okay, so Dr. Meal, final word of inspiration to our audience today. What would you say for somebody who's just, kind of like where Eric is? I don't know what else to do, and I do want to live a joyful, transformational life. What do I do next?
I think the biggest thing is that you don't believe the lie that change is hard. Change is not hard. There's no scientific evidence that change is hard and that you can step into joy by changing your thoughts.
Ooh, good stuff. Dr. Meal, we'd love to have you back. We'll have to check in with people, maybe next quarter and see how they're doing with their joyful transformation. Thanks for being with us.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was cool. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more cool just on the other side of these messages. You are listening to Angel Telsey and Eric Raymer. We're empowering you to build your brand. Check out experiencepros.com. You on the radio.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.